Okay, so the diagram that we're looking at there is question 5. It shows two aggregate demand curves and a short-run aggregate supply curve for an economy. As you can see, the aggregate demand is shifting outwards. This is causing an increase in real output or real GDP. Therefore, we know that this economy is growing. It's also inflationary as it's increasing the price level. As it is aggregate demand, and even though it doesn't need this in the question, you should be thinking, what's the formula for aggregate demand? Well, it's C plus I plus G plus X minus M. So if it is increasing, one or a number of these should be increasing. Let's have a look at the choices we've got here. Which one of the following is most likely to have caused the shift in aggregate demand? So this is things that definitely will shift aggregate demand, not something that might change it in the future or might depend on something. This is just straightforward increases in consumer spending, business spending, or government spending. Increase in interest rates and a fall in share prices. Well, an increase in interest rates would increase savings, and a fall in share prices would reduce wealth, so that would reduce aggregate demand. Decrease in interest rates and an increase in house prices, well, that would increase wealth, and that would increase borrowing, so aggregate demand would increase. That one is the correct answer, B, but let's look at why the next two are incorrect. Increase in direct taxation, well, that would reduce consumer spending. Increase in imports is a leakage. Decrease in exports and increase in indirect tax, again, indirect tax would reduce consumer spending. Decrease in exports would reduce an injection, so that will decrease aggregate demand. So even if you selected that one as being correct, you could just double check the others, or you could have double checked the others to make sure that that is fine. Okay, looking at the question, how can fiscal policy have led to the effect highlighted in the graph? So you know there's an increase in aggregate demand. You've got a K mark here to define fiscal policy. So changes, well, to be accurate, it's a demand side policy where levels of tax and government spending can be altered. A mark, well, you've got an increase in AD, but also an increase in real output. If you're linking this to fiscal policy, you want to be talking about specific taxes. So a reduction in the direct tax of income tax, or an increase in government spending on current areas such as public sector wages. Then, to get your analysis marks, you need to link this into the part of aggregate demand effects. So if you're going to go down the income tax reduction route, you could link that into consumer spending. If you went down corporation tax, link it into investment. If you're just going to take it directly into spending on public sector wages, you say there's an increase in government expenditure, which ceteris paribus will increase the aggregate demand, leading to a shift outwards as highlighted in the graph.